So this would be the 2019 MT-15 Yamaha review for Vietnam for a tall guy, 6'1", 200 pounds. Everybody asks if 150 cc's is enough. Yes, it's more than enough, especially if you live in Saigon. I haven't took it touring yet, but I think it'll be a great tour. It gets around 400 miles or 400 kilometers to the tank, which is pretty good. It has a comfortable riding position. The only problems I have with it is when you have a rider on the back, it hurts your wrist a lot. They have to put a lot of pressure on you, and the pressure happens to go directly on the wrist area. So it's not too passenger friendly of a bike. The other big problem it has is the key is underneath here for access, which is really a pain to get the seat off. I lock my helmets in on each side, so now I'm getting used to it, but it's slightly a pain. I've got sliders. I've got a fake Akrapovic exhaust that's not real. It's a copy clone. Today I put on a radiator guard, which was cheap. It was like 20 bucks US. Always good to have a radiator guard. It protects the radiators from any rocks and stuff kicking up. I clean the bike myself every other day. I like the gas mileage. It has plenty of torque for getting around. It has plenty of horsepower as well. I think it's around 19 bhp, which is for Saigon more than enough. Everybody looks at the bike, asks me how much I paid for it. It's very flashy. People like to talk about it when I'm at a stoplight. For the most part, it's a great little bike. I don't have any real complaints. The only problem I do have is sometimes when you're downshifting into first, you have to go into neutral, let out the clutch, and then pop the clutch back in to get it to pop back into first. I'm used to it now, so not a big deal. Might be some kind of safety feature I don't know about. But as far as purchasing this bike, and if you're like a bigger dude and you're worried about it not being enough horsepower in Vietnam, especially Saigon, it's more than enough. The bike's a full-size bike. I don't feel small on it. It gets me off the line plenty well. I never really go fast anyways. I really like it. On a CRIS score, we're going to give it a 8.9, so 89%, which is pretty high. I would recommend a purchase of one of these bikes. You can get a second-hand one used for around 70 million. I paid 82 million with all the paperwork for mine, so pretty good deal. I like this color scheme as well. There's not much more to talk about. It's got a great light on it. It's got good blinkers, very visible. Everything can be seen when driving. I have no real complaints about it whatsoever. I would recommend saving up and getting a real exhaust, although this fake Akrapovic sounds pretty nice, so I don't have too many problems with it. I will eventually buy the real one, but it's quite expensive. It's somewhere in the 15 million neighborhood, so once I get money for that, I'll put a real. They only make one real Akrapovic for this, by the way, and it looks nothing like 90% of the ones you see running around. There's a lot of fake exhausts in Saigon, which I wasn't aware of when I purchased the bike. I probably wouldn't have got the Akrapovic, but we got it really, really cheap. And we got the bike, so not that big of a deal. We got it with the sliders, the rear. I got the rear Euro fender for the rain as well. Yeah, it's a great bike. I recommend it. If you're worried about not having enough power, I mean, step up and buy a 300 or a 600 cc, but it's so much more expensive here. You're talking for a 300 cc, it's 5,500 minimum pretty much, unless you buy one used. 6,000 or 600 cc is shit, anywhere from 8,000 on up pretty much, even for a used one. So they really charge a lot because it's rare to have a big cc bike here. So I wouldn't worry about the cc. You're not going to be racing around and impressing anyone in Saigon anyway. So yeah, I fully recommend this bike. Yamaha is very reliable. I had 4 R1s, 2 R6s in the States. They were all great bikes. I never had one problem with any of them. So that's the MT-15 review for the 2019. I highly recommend it. The only changes on the 2020 is the rear seat's more comfortable. They're the exact same bike, so I imagine once that comes out, I can just buy that rear seat and swap it with this one. They haven't changed anything, so for those of you waiting for the 2020, I did an extensive amount of research on it. They haven't changed much. The MT-3 is coming to the market in 2020 though, from what I was reading. Quite a bit more money, like I said. I think it's around 110 or 120 million, so for the price, you can't beat what you get for it. It's got a lot of torque off the line. All right, guys, that's the MT-15 review. Take it easy. Have a good day.